Hey guys, this is Ronnie here from Early Bird Farms. Today we're going to be trellising up our tomatoes. So let's get to it. Okay guys, so I got this idea from Josh Sattin. He's another YouTuber. You may have not heard of him. He's a pretty large YouTuber. And he does mainly market gardening. Now a few years ago right now he has high tunnels, but at this point he was gardening out there in his yard, and he come up with this idea. And I like it. It's pretty modular. You can move it. It's pretty easy to move. It's pretty easy to expand on. And you make it in 10-foot sections. So what you need is a T-post, which is, metal fence post. I have 8-foot T-post, and I'm only going to put them about 8 inches in the ground. I don't want to bury the spade in the ground because I'm going to take this up at the end of the season. And on his video, he used these plumbing fittings here, and these are 1.25 inches, and he uses T-fittings, so essentially they would go both ways. This is going to be just a 10-foot run, so I'm going to use these 90s here, and these will be the end of mine. When I go to expand this, I'll buy some T-posts, some T-fittings, and then I'll put them in the middle. And then these will go on the end. This will just keep the pipe from sliding out this way. Then I have 3/4 EMT. EMT is conduit. They run electrical wires inside this, mostly in industrial buildings to protect the wires. So we got one 10-foot section of this. Now in his system, if you're making it longer than 10 foot, let's say 50 foot, you're gonna buy 5 of these, which would give you 50 foot. And then you will buy couplings that would couple the two together. And they have like little screws that would bind down on top of this and hold them together. So once we get this up, this is going to suspend between the posts. Then we're going to tie our tomato trellis strings right here. And we'll drop strings down and then use tomato clips. Alright, so I got the T-post in the ground. I don't have a T-post driver here. I do have one at my parents' house, so I'm just using a 3-pound hammer here. So what I did was I used the conduit as my gauge for how far apart to put it. I'm not worried about if they're level up and down or not, just kind of eyeball it. Like I said, this is just temporary, just to hold these tomatoes up. So let's show you how we put the next part in. One thing that I did go back and adjust that I'd like to share with you is I took these posts, I took it back off, and I leaned it forward just a little bit, tapped it down a few more times, went to that side and leaned it forward a little bit. That way they're kind of angled like that, and it's kind of putting pressure. So the pipe is sitting in the back of the cap. It's not just dangling in there. Made it really, really sturdy. After it rains a few times, these poles are set up, the ground is set up around them, and it'll strengthen even more. As you can see there, I stopped just above the spade. That spade helps that from lifting up out of the ground, but I want to be able to lift it out of the ground. Let's go ahead and attach a string and show you how we're going to do our tomatoes. Here we got our tomato string. Just ordered this off of Amazon. I think it was like 19 bucks for 6,300 feet. Should last a long time. I'm going to try to save this at the end of the year. I'm going to try to put a loop on it. Should be the same length every year. I'm going to leave a little bit of slack on the ground before I snap my clip on it. and just bought these cheap tomato clips. Again, bought them off of Amazon. Both of them were here within like 3 days. So let's show you what it looks like on the trellis. Make sure you tie a knot in the end of your twine, or either burn it, keep it from unraveling. So basically, to hold it down, I've just got some little sticks here. Just have something for the string to tie around right here to keep the string from sliding up. And then you can just take your knife and make a point on it so to go down in the ground. Just find a stick. See, I just took a limb, a green limb off of a tree. And you got a junction right here. Just come in here and you want to pop them little limbs off. See, now I got a little junction to tie my wire around, and you probably can get by without sharpening these jokers, but it also would be good if you find one that's like this, that's got like a little nub on the bottom, so when you push it down it don't come up so easy. Probably want to measure it with the stick just laying just up off the ground like that. I've double wrapped it. I'm just going to tie an overhand knot. Another cool thing that this could do is, a lot of times they tell you to place a stick trunk of a tomato, and what that does is keeps inchworms from going around the tree. Now you just take these clips, and the string just goes in that hinge and clips on it like this, and you just clip it right up under a Y there. Then we'll put another one right here. And that's pretty much all there is to it. I'm going to do the rest of these and I'll be right back with you. Alright guys, we got this trellis done. I'm happy with it. Looks neat. I like the way it is. It's modular. Can take it up at the end of each season and put it up. Reuse it again the next year. Is it the best trellis or the only type of trellis to use? No, there's hundreds of different types. I've looked at a lot of different types, and for me and my personal preferences and the way I wanted it to look, I like this one. Like I said, everybody has different preferences and different objectives that they're trying to reach, and there's so many different types. I also like the type where people use the bamboo, 3 pieces of bamboo. Bamboo grows around here. I just don't have access to it. So I got $15 in the 2 T-post. I already had the EMT, which that's about $7 now. When I bought that stick of EMT a few years ago, it probably was $3 or $4. Those fittings, those fittings right there, those 90s, and they were about $2.50 a piece. So you're looking at $5, $15 for the post. So you're looking at $20. I already had the EMT, but you can might as well say another $25. And then the clips and the clips are reusable, and the twine is reusable. Possibly the twine is kind of jinky. It's really thin. So I may just scrap that at the end of the year. I was just trying to my idea was to prevent waste. But if I can use that, then even if I can't, it's hard to figure that in to the price it is, because you got such a quantity. I mean, I'd have to measure out each length that I had and deduct that from my 6,300 feet that I got, and it's pennies in that. You might as well just say I got $25 invested in this right here. Was it free? No. Is there a cheaper way? Yes. If you can find bamboo and you have string already that you can reuse. Do you have to buy the tomato clips? No. Some people shred old t-shirts and use those, or they'll use twine or other stuff. I just like the way this looks, so I'm happy with it, and I guess that's all that matters. And I want to share this with you. Like I said, I got the idea from Josh Sattin. It's not my idea. And then there's another lady on YouTube that owns a seed company, San Diego Seed Company. She has done a same video on this as well. I'm just sharing, not really sharing the ideas. It's not my idea. I'm just kind of passing it along to people that may be inside my circle, and then also just sharing with you what I'm doing here. So I appreciate y'all stopping by, and we'll see y'all next time on Early Bird Farm. See y'all later.